Hey guys, it's Maria again. Welcome back to the video series of Pop the Question. Okay, this question says, how did you stay sane during the wedding planning process? Not to be a Debbie Downer, but stress is pretty inevitable in the wedding planning process. I think that it teaches you a lot about yourself in this process. I learned that I don't handle stress really well in the planning process of my wedding. The biggest thing that snapped me out of the stress when I was in it was remembering again that it is about my marriage. And I know it's really hard to fast forward to the future in your brain, but fast forwarding to the future in your brain to where the wedding's over, it's like Christmas. It's here and then it's gone, like that. And all the planning and all the money that went into it, it's gone. And the only thing that's left is your marriage. So what de-stressed me in the process of planning was preparing for my marriage with my husband. So the wedding classes that we took through our church to plan to live together and plan to make that covenant to each other, is those types of memories that I have are the things that kind of de-stressed me. I remember being stressed when I was planning, when I was finding my vendors, whenever I was looking at my budget, spending time with your loved ones, spending time with your fiance, and surrounding yourself with the things that you like doing in the wedding planning process, and giving yourself a little bit of a break and trying to shut your brain off to the planning process. If you are going throughout your day and that's all you're thinking about, you need to shut your brain off. You already did what you could do for the day. Shut your brain off, don't think about it, have fun, do some other type of work, and chill, because that is what someone told me. That's what someone told me in the process, and I think that that's one of the biggest things that de-stressed me. This one says, I'm nervous to have too many bridesmaids. Was it hard to have that many girls? So I had 12 bridesmaids in my wedding, and my husband had 9 groomsmen. I personally don't think it was hectic. No one really gave me any issues at all. They're all wonderful people, and that's why I chose all of them. I'm very blessed to have that many girls in my life who were willing to stand by my side on my wedding day with confidence and support. I say if you want to have that many girls, then have that many girls. It's not hectic. If anything, it made things less expensive for everyone. The more people you have, the less things get. And I just had more support all the time. I had so much support around me from all of my bridesmaids, and it was fun. If you have that many people that you want in it, don't not have them because people are gonna make fun of you, because I got made fun of very badly for having 12 girls in my wedding. Oh, Maria, just have 20 girls. Why don't you just invite the whole world to be in your wedding? And I did. They had 12, so do it if you want to do it. What made you want to go barefoot on your wedding day? I think it is extremely important to do what you want in the wedding planning process and for your wedding day. And I hate shoes, and I never want to have shoes on, so I decided that I didn't want to wear shoes on my wedding day, and I didn't. And people thought it was gross and weird, and we were outside in the mud, and my feet got really dirty, and I don't care. That's what I wanted, and that's what I did. So it's important to do what you want on your wedding day. What was the very first step in the wedding planning process? What can I do to make things less stressful? I would say the very first step that you can do to de-stress yourself during this is to grab a hold of your vendors. As a wedding makeup artist, I book out a year and a half, 2 years in advance. And then it's 6 months before someone's wedding and they're contacting me and I'm already booked, and I feel really bad, and I can recommend other people, but I would grab a hold of your vendors first because they book up really fast, and the ones that you want could be booked already if you wait too long. So your details of your wedding can wait, but I say grab a hold of your vendors first. Okay, this question says, my sister just got engaged. When it comes to planning, where do we start? This ties back to the question that I just answered with the vendors. I think that that's where you should definitely start. But the very first thing I would do, if you can't afford a wedding planner, I would get a wedding planner book. This was given to me by a friend. Her name is Jackie, and this was the best thing, one of the best things that I got and that I used throughout the wedding planning process. It has pages so you can write down your guest list. It has what you can do 14 to 9 months before, 8 to 6 months before, and it has pretty much like a list for dummies type of thing here, which is what I needed, what you should be doing in the months to come. And checking things off and making a list is what I like to do, and I think that that really that de-stresses you in the times of your stress. So if you can't afford a wedding planner, I would get a wedding planner book. This was super duper helpful. Okay, best advice on budgeting. It is very easy to go overboard on paying for things. I would just make sure that you actually have a budget and money set aside for what you're gonna spend on what, and pay for what you think is more important to you. So the two most important things to me in my wedding planning was my photographer and the amount of people that were there. So we had about 300 people, and I paid a good amount for my photographer because she's amazing, and I think, and after it's all said and done, that's pretty much all we have left are the photos. So I think that that's essentially extremely important in the process. So I would say spend your money on what you think is super important. If your dress is really important to you, spend your money on your dress. So with the wedding flea market, what's really, really cool is that what you save in your wedding decor and what you save in your wedding items, you can spend on your vendors. And I think that's super duper important as well, and super cool.